Alrighty, folks, happy Easter Sunday to you. And of course, as I did in my prior video, I got to start off the show by giving my chairman members a huge congratulations because we went 8-1 in all of our premium selections yesterday on Saturday. We had the Celtics, Bucks, Alabama, Braves, Guardians, Twins, Rangers in baseball, and the Rangers in hockey. And once again, the only play we lost was a two-teamer where one of the legs did come through, but unfortunately the Diamondbacks did not pitch well yesterday. But the good news is, folks, we have another big slate of plays going off here today. And before we go ahead and move on, just want to take a quick timeout and welcome you to my NBA free pick video here today for Sunday, March 31st, 2024. Happy Easter Sunday to you. My name is Brock Page, and I've been dishing out free sports picks right here on YouTube since 2016. Once again, folks, we're coming off a fantastic Saturday of premium selections on my premium site. We're now 3-0 in our last three daily best plays, 2-0 in our last two underdog tier package picks, 2-0 in our last two Major League Baseball tier package plays, 5-0 in our last five NBA tier package picks. What else? 2-0 in our last two board member tier package picks. And finally, folks, we are 3-0 in our last three chairman package plays in that membership alone. And we got plays going off in all of those packages I just mentioned here today. And the best way to get access to all those plays is to join my chairman membership. Now, I currently have over 1,415 members who are signed up and active on my premium site right now. And that's patreon.com/BrockPage. And with that, folks, we're going to dive into some free content. We're going to start off with this Cavs-Nuggets game, 3:30 p.m. East. Denver's minus 4.5, totals 215 and a hook. And speaking of the total in this one, both teams do come into today's ball game with some really good defensive play. For Denver, well, they've been tough to shoot against inside the ball arena. They're actually in the top 5 in the NBA in defensive field goal percentage at home. Meanwhile, the Cavs on the other side of things, well, they're allowing fewer points per contest away from home than any other roster besides one. And speaking of that total, the Cavs saw unders recently against the likes of Minnesota, Indiana, and New Orleans. They're also 60% to the under this year in all of their out-of-conference road games. Now, Denver on the other side, they saw unders in 5 out of their last 9 themselves. They're also 21-16 to the under in the ball arena. Now, injury-wise, both sides have some scorers that are banged up at the moment. Jamal Murray's listed as questionable for Denver. Zeke Naji also day-to-day. Meanwhile, for Cleveland, LeVert and Wade are both listed as questionable for them. And, of course, Donovan Mitchell, he was banged up earlier in the week as well. Give me the under, 215.5. All right, next matchup here. Mavs-Rockets, 7 o'clock Eastern tip-off. Dallas is the 3-point favorite away from home. Totals 231. And even though they are favored by a bucket on the road here, I do have some concerns for Dallas bettors. For one, Luka Doncic is still battling some knee soreness. He's officially listed as questionable, although he has not been scratched yet. So you're going to want to keep an eye on his status. And I'll tell you what, as hot as Dallas has been, well, Houston hasn't lost a game in nearly a month. The Rockets are currently on an 11-game winning streak, and they covered the point spread in all of those victories except for 2. Now, when it comes to covering the number, these guys have been an absolute moneymaker at home. Houston is covering in 73% of their contests in the Toyota Center, and much of that is thanks to some strong defensive play. The Rockets are currently the toughest team in the NBA to shoot three-pointers against in their own building. It should come as no surprise, the Rockets are currently in the top 5 in the West in home points allowed. Freddie VanVleet leads the active roster in steals per game. Jabari Smith Jr. is second on the active roster in blocks. And even though the Rockets really aren't known for their offensive prowess this year, they actually do a nice job getting to the foul line. They're a top 10 free throw making team in the NBA. And even in those instances where they miss shots on the floor, well, Houston tends to get it right back. They're in the top 3 in offensive rebounding. And that's certainly bad news for the Mavericks because they typically get bodied underneath the basket. They're in the bottom 10 in both offensive and defensive boards. And when it comes to defensive play, Dallas allows way too many points late in games. They're in the bottom 5 in the West in fourth quarter points allowed on the road. Now, injury-wise, once again, Luka Doncic is questionable for Dallas. Josh Green still inactive. When it comes to the total, the Mavs did see their last 6 straight all stay under the number. Unders against the likes of Sacramento, Utah, and San Antonio. And out of their last 10 gatherings with Houston, the under cashed in 70% of those games. So if you're into historical trends, certainly want to think about that one there. Now, Houston saw unders recently against the likes of Utah, San Antonio, and Sacramento. Give me the Rockets +3, under 231. All right, next matchup, Jazz Kings, 9 o'clock East. Sacramento's -12, totals 222. And even though I do hate this number for Sacramento bettors, I do think they can get the job done at home here. They've got a .619 win percentage in their in-conference home games. When it comes to offensive production, they're a top 10 point-producing team in their own building. De'Aaron Fox averages a team-high 26 points a night. Domantas Sabonis is leading the NBA in rebounds per game. And because of that, the Kings are currently a top 10 defensive rebounding team on their own court. And they're facing a Utah squad who does not travel well at all. Out of 21 road games against the Western Conference this year, the Jazz lost all of those games except for 3. And the biggest issue away from Salt Lake City this year has been defense. These guys allow 124 points a night in their travels. Their opponents are making nearly 51% of their field goals against them in that category. Now, equally as bad, the Jazz just can't defend the 3-ball either. Their opponents are making 40% of their 3-pointers against them on the road. But I'll tell you what, it ain't just defensive woes for Utah. They've had all kinds of problems shooting the basketball in their travels as well. The Jazz have the second lowest offensive 3-point percentage on the road in the NBA. Jordan Clarkson's making just 29% of his 3 balls. Keontae George is shooting just 39% from the field. And even more bad news, Utah's top scorer, Lauri Markkanen, he's currently questionable with a shoulder injury, so keep an eye on him. Jordan Clarkson's also had some back issues this week, so he could potentially get scratched here today as well. Now, for Sacramento on the other side, they're pretty healthy except for Trey Lyles and Kevin Huerter. They're both still inactive for them. When it comes to the total, Sacramento's gone 7-3 to the over in their last 10 gatherings with Utah. So once again, if you're into historical trends, you certainly want to think about that one there. Now, the Jazz saw overs recently against the likes of the Spurs, Rockets, and Hawks. Give me Sacramento -12 over 222. And with that, folks, now it's time for our quick pick recap. I like the under 215.5 in the Cleveland-Denver game. Clippers -14.5 over 214. I went 8-1 on my 9 premium selections on my premium site yesterday. And the only way you could have access to all of those winners is to join my full access, all-inclusive chairman membership. Brooklyn Nets +6.5 over 227. Washington +11 over 217.5. Sixers -10.5 over 218. Bulls +9 under 214. Rockets +3 under 231. Warriors -8 over 226.5. I like the under 215 in the OKC New York Knicks game. And give me Sacramento -12 over 222. And with that, folks, that's going to do it for me. Don't forget to check me out on my premium site. And just a friendly reminder, if you do end up getting a membership here today on patreon.com/BrockPage, just a friendly reminder, you're going to get access to that membership every single day for the next 30 days. As an added bonus, you're also going to get access to all of my cheaper memberships absolutely free. They're going to be included with your purchase. That's why I always tell folks that chairman package, it's a full access, all-inclusive membership. It gives you access to every single premium selection of mine, every single package, every single day for the next 30 days. And as an added bonus, you also get access to my Chairman podcast, absolutely free. It's included with your purchase. But most importantly, guys, got to thank you for joining me right here on the free video. Really hope you enjoyed all this great free content, all this great free information. With that said, folks, happy Easter Sunday to you. Best of luck to you. And I look forward to seeing you later on today on my premium site at patreon.com/BrockPage.